How are you all? I hope you all are fine at home with your parents. Today we are going to discuss Chapter 16 Means of Communication. Chapter 16 Means of Communication. Dear children, Chapter 15 has been already discussed in detail and various terms. In order to save time, we are going to actually omit the chapter 15 means of transport because you know chapter in and out. That is the reason. We know everything about chapter means of transport. So, moving on, going to next chapter 16 means of communication. Children, what do you mean by the word communication? We know communication is the meaningful exchange of information between two people or a group of persons. Communication is a meaningful exchange of information between two people or a group of persons. And to give information through exchange of thoughts, messages, speech, visuals, writing, or behavior is called communication. So, to give information through exchange of thoughts, messages, speech, visuals, writing, or behavior is also called communication. So, children, communication is a meaningful exchange of information between two people or a group of persons. Children, you may have read about horse riders delivering messages or people using pigeons to send messages to distant places in the olden days. This method of message delivery was not quick, but today you can send a message anywhere in the world in seconds through email using a computer and the internet. And two friends living in different parts of the world can also talk to each other through mobile phones anytime. This is a great change in the way the human beings communicate with each other. Children, we know in the past, if anyone wanted to send any message to the people who lives in other places, it was a time-consuming process. People used pigeons or a horse rider to send the messages. But now we are enjoying reliable and fastest mode of sending and receiving messages. Now we are enjoying reliable and fastest mode of sending and receiving messages. So children, sharing the ideas and thoughts, feelings and information among the people is communication. Speech is also a communication. In our daily life, we have to communicate several things to others. A businessman has to communicate with his clients. A shopkeeper has to communicate with his customers to sell his product. The government has to send its order to its offices and so on. Means of communication are in various forms like letters, telephone or emails. Children, people enjoy talking and listening to their friends and family. Communicating for exchange of ideas is a basic human need. To fulfill this need, man has invented various modes of personal and mass communication, such as postal service, newspaper, telegraph, radio, television, telephone, mobile phone and the internet. The various means of communication are used for mainly two types of communication. So, the communication we can divide it into two types. That is personal or private communication and mass communication. Personal or private communication and mass communication. So, children, personal or private communication includes exchange of letters and messages or documents between individuals or organizations. And the mass communication is meant for all people like newspaper, radio, television, advertisements, and film are the means of mass communication. So, children, we know personal communication means one particular person, otherwise one of the particular group we have to discuss our idea. And mass communication means the same idea we have to give it to everyone at the same time. Now you can clear personal and mass communication. Let's discuss postal service. Postal service is one of the oldest means of communication. So children, postal service is one of the oldest means of communication. Not only that, the postal service is the most common and cheapest means of communication. So, which is the oldest means of communication? Postal service. At the same time, it is the most common and cheapest means of communication. In India, the government postal service was once the only service that people used to rely on for sending and receiving urgent messages called telegrams. Post office are present in almost every city and village in India. One can buy inland letters, stamps, postcards and envelopes from the post office. The Indian postal system has come a long way. Today, one can find service like Express Parcel Post. That means EMS. EMS means Express Parcel Post. Speed Post, E-Post Office, Business Post, Instant Money Order, that means IMO, Instant Money Order, IMO, Online Money Transfer and many other services which have been started by the Department of Post. There are more than 1,55,000 post office in India. So children, how many post office in India? 1,55,000 post office in India. So children, we get postcards, inland letters, envelopes and postage stamps from a post office. We can also send money to someone by a money order. They also offer courier service in the form of speed post. So, the postal network in India is the largest in the world. So, children, which is the largest network in the world? Which is the largest network in the world? Yes, the postal network. The postal network of India is the largest in the world. And do you know children, the postal department has one of the most widely distributed network in the world. So, there are more than 1,55,000 post offices in India. Do you know children? India has been divided into 22 postal circles. India has been divided into 22 postal circles. Each circle is headed by a chief postmaster general. The postal services in India started in 1774. So children, how many postal circles are there in India? How many postal circles are there in India? Yes, India has been divided into 22 postal circles. So, 22 postal circles are there in India. Children, when did postal service start in India? When did postal service start in India? The postal services in India started in 1774. The postal services started in 1774 in India. And one more interesting news. First Indian telegram was sent by an Lord's Doctor William O'Shaughnessy in 1850. The first Indian telegram was sent by an Lord's Doctor William O'Shaughnessy in 1850. So children, we post the letters through post box. So the letters move different places in different ways. Like the letters and parcels are carried by trains, buses, aeroplanes and ships. They take a few days to reach their destination. If the message is very urgent, we can send it by means of telegram. So children, the letters and parcels are carried by trains, buses, aeroplanes and ships. If the message is very urgent, we can send it by means of telegram. And the Indian Railways also runs the railway mail service that supports the Indian Postal Administration in quick delivery of letters and parcels. So children, our Indian Railways also runs the railway mail service. It supports the Indian Postal Administration in quick delivery of letters and parcels. Children, however, the government has now permitted private companies called couriers. So, the government has now permitted private companies called couriers to provide postal service in India. The courier services and the speed post services started by the government are believed to deliver our letters and parcels faster than the ordinary postal service. Fax machines, you can instantly send photocopies of documents through a telephone network. So, there are several private companies that offer couriers and parcel services in India. For example, Professional Courier, Blue Dot Courier, etc. Do you know, children? The postal service was introduced in India by Lord Clive. The postal service was introduced in India by Lord Clive. Let's discuss telephone service. Children, the postal service was the only means of communication in India until 1850. In 1850, the first telegraph service was started in India, in Kolkata. In early 1881, Oriental Telephone Company Limited of England opened the first telephone exchanges at Kolkata. Oriental Telephone Company Limited of England opened the first telephone exchanges at Kolkata, Mumbai, Chennai and Ahmedabad. On 28 January 1882, the first formal telephone service was established with a total number of 93 subscribers. So children, until 1850, the postal service was the only means of communication in India. After the first telegraph service was started in India in Kolkata in early 1881, the Oriental Telephone Company Limited of England opened the first telephone exchanges at Kolkata, Mumbai, Chennai and Ahmedabad. Children, in which year telegraph service was started in India? In which year the telegraph service was started in India? 1850. In 1850, the first telegraph service was started in India in Kolkata. In 1850, the first telegraph service was started in India in Kolkata. Who opened the telephone exchanges in India? Who opened the telephone exchanges in India? Oriental Telephone Company Limited of England opened the first telephone exchanges in India. The Oriental Telephone Company Limited of England opened the first telephone exchanges in India. And on 28 January 1882, the first formal telephone service was established with a total number of 93 subscribers. Children, what do you mean by the word established? It means recognized by the state or national. Recognized by the state or national is called established or accepted. Children, India has progressed from telegraph and telephones to mobile phones now connect to any part of the world within seconds. The first cellular call was made in India on 31st July 1995. The first cellular call was made in India on 31st July 1995. So children, when was the first mobile call made in India? 31st July 1995. And mobile phones have become cheap and are now used by a large number of people. Mobile phones are used for emails, internet, web browsing, video recording, music, and also to take pictures. Children, we know the telephone is highly useful medium for instant audio communication. So, it is a highly useful medium for instant audio communication. The popularity of this medium has increased tremendously, that means surprisingly, in India with the introduction of the wireless mobile phone. Now, the mobile phones also serve as a means of entertainment. So, children, we know this is the verbal communication service. We can talk to people in any parts of the world through the telephone. So children, India has more than 30,000 telephone exchanges. So India has more than 30,000 telephone exchanges. Nowadays, mobile phones have also become very popular. Mobiles are easy to carry along with us. Children, public call offices have also brought telephone services within the reach of the common people, even in the remote corner of our country. The public call offices means in short form PCO. So PCO means public call officers. It is moving to even in remote corner of our country. The people who do not have a phone connection can make interstate or international phone calls from a PCO by paying a sudden charge. Some PCOs even provide the fax facility also. So, the PCO is help the people who do not have a phone connection. Telephone system offers many facilities like STD to talk to the people within India and IST to talk to the people all over the world. So children, what do you mean by the word SDD? Subscriber drunk dialing. Subscriber drunk dialing. So STD means subscriber drunk dialing. So what about the ISD? International subscriber dialing. International subscriber dialing. So ISD means international subscriber dialing. So children, STD for to talk to the people within India and IST to talk to the people all over the world. There is SMS, facility to send messages instantly. So what do you mean by the word SMS? Short message service. Short message service. So children, SMS means short message service. So not only speaking, here we have to send messages also. Nowadays, many private telephone companies offer many facilities like TV, internet, etc. So, the government of India has also allowed private companies to provide mobile telephone services to the people. And BSNL, it means Bharat Sanchar Nigam Limited. Bharat Sanchar Nigam Limited is the government telephone services in India. So children, which is the government telephone services in India? BSNL. What is the full form of BSNL? Bharat Sanchar Nigam Limited. Bharat Sanchar Nigam Limited. Children, one more interesting facts. All countries have a separate telephone code that one has to dial along with the desired telephone number. So, India's telephone country code is 91. Before enter the number, we have to add the telephone code. So before the number we have to add a telephone code. So we have a normal 10 digit number. So we have a 10 digit number for the telephone. So before 10 digit number we have to add for a 91. That is a India's telephone country code. So if we want to call any other country means the other countries have the separate telephone code. So we have to use a telephone code to identify the country. And all the Indian states have their unique phone codes called the STD codes. So the unique phone codes called STD codes. Fax. Fax or facsimile is another means of communication. A message sent through fax reaches instantly. A message sent through fax reaches instantly. So children, what do you mean by the word instantly? It means immediately. So children, when you send a message through fax, it reaches immediately to the opposite person. So fax is used to send a written message, a photograph or a letter instantly. So it is sent written message, a photograph or a letter. Fax is short for facsimile. So fax is short for facsimile. For sending a fax document, a fax machine connected to the telephone line is needed. So if we want to send anyone a message through the fax, we need connected to the telephone line is needed. Remember children, the postal system and the telephone are categorized as means of personal communication. So it is a personal communication as the exchange of information and ideas takes places between two people or amongst a few people. So telephone, mobile phone and the fax are a personal communication. So personal communication means it will exchange the information and ideas only two people or otherwise one of the group of the people. Children, now we discussed personal communication. Let's see mass communication. So what do you mean by the word mass communication? Means of mass communication are required if a message needs to be communicated to a large number of people at the same time. So children, personal or private communication means it includes exchange of letters and message or documents between individuals people. But mass communication is mean for all people. That means the message need to be communicated to a large number of people at the same time. It includes newspapers, television, radio, etc. First, newspapers. Newspapers carry detailed information about events taking place in our country as well as around the world. So children, the newspapers are printed in many languages. First of all, a large number of newspapers are published in India in English, Hindi and various regional languages. Nowadays, newspapers can also be read online. It will be read online. So children, we know a newspaper costs just a few rupees but gives us lots of information on the events and happenings in our city, our country, in the world. Magazines are also popular among people. These are published on all kinds of topics like fashion, clothes, film and current affairs and in the world. Not only newspaper, magazines are also popular among people. These are published on all kinds of topics like fashion, clothes, films and current affairs. Children, do you know the most important news published in a newspaper is its first news on the front page. This news is called the lead story. This news is called the lead story. And the first newspaper to be published in India was the Bengal Gazette in 1780 and it was a weekly newspaper started by James August Hickey. Started by James August Hickey. So children, who launched the first printed newspaper in India? James August Hickey. Children, let's see radio. Radio. This is the oral or audio communication to the people at large. So children, people who do not know how to read also can be benefited from it and enjoy it. And FM radio has become very popular nowadays because of its high quality music transmission. So children, what do you mean by the word FM? The FM means frequency modulation. FM means frequency modulation. FM radio has become very popular. There are a number of channels which play both regional and international music. The radio broadcasting began in India with the formation of private radio service in Chennai in 1924. So children, in India, with the formation of private radio service in Chennai in 1924. This was later named the All India Radio, that means AIR, All India Radio. The radio played a very important role during independence. Let's talk about television. Television is another popular mode of mass communication. We watch on various TV channels news, dramas, reality shows, music and movies. And various companies also advertise the products on TV. So children, TV means television. The TV, the full form of television. Yes, our President and Prime Minister address the nation on TV. Today, there are many television channels you can watch. Children, the oldest TV channel in India is the government run Doordarshan. So, what is the oldest TV channel? Doordarshan. Yes, television was introduced in India in 1959. So, children, television was introduced in India in 1959. After 13 years, in 1972, the second television station was started in Mumbai. So, 1972, the second television station was started in Mumbai after 13 years. Children, earlier the transmission was in black and white. Color television sets were introduced during the 1982. So children, when the color television sets were introduced during the 1982 Asian Games. Today, almost 90% of the population watches television programs, both national and international, which covers news, entertainment, education and many programs. Children, we know TV programs are brought to us via communication satellites. Such TV is called cable TV. There is also direct to home, that means DDH. There is also direct to home TV transmission that you receive by installing a satellite dish at your home. So we can watch our TV programs in our home using cable TV connection, otherwise DDH, installing a satellite dish at your home. So we can use a cable TV, otherwise DDH. Yes, and you may also enjoy listening to radio programs. Let's talk about cinema. Before cinema became popular in India, theatre was an important source of entertainment. Do you know India is the largest producer of feature films in the world? So, children, which is the largest producer of feature films in the world? Yes, India. India is the largest producer of feature films in the world. And children, films are an important source of entertainment as well as an essential means of education. So it is an essential means of education. children, India's first silent feature film was Raja Harichandra. So, which is the first silent feature film? Yes, Raja Harichandra, and released in 1913. And children, the first Indian Dalgi film was Alam Ara, 1931. We know cinema everybody like to watch. That films not only provide wholesome entertainment but also a medium to send social messages and highlight the problems of the society, but also a medium to send social messages and highlight the problems of the society. Cinema is an art form and music is Indian cinema's greatest strength. Children, which is the greatest strength in cinema? Yes, music. Music is Indian cinema's greatest strength. Every year, more than 700 films are made in India. So, children, in every year, more than 700 films are made in India. Indian films are becoming very popular internationally. Let's see satellites. Most of the communication needs satellites. Without satellites, this communication is never worked. So, satellites only help to the communication. Children, satellites are machines that are placed high up in the Earth's atmosphere and revolve around the Earth. They pick up signals from one part of the world and send them to the another part of the world. Because of this, we can watch a football match taking place in Brazil, live at our home in India. Children, now we know how the satellites helps us. Let's see computers. Children, nowadays each and every person using a computer. So there has been a huge change in computers over a period of time. Personal computers such as desktop, laptop are being used in daily life for education, business, banking service and many more. Computers have helped to reduce the gap between the villages and cities to a great extent. The farmers in India now get a daily weather report, learn about fertilizers, sale price of crops and also learn about crop disease. The internet is called the information superhighway. The internet is called the information superhighway. We can send and receive emails and get information on any subject from any part of the world within seconds by using the World Wide Web. We can use the World Wide Web. And children, the advent of the internet has made communication faster and handy. Let's discuss book exercise. Children, take your book, the page number 122. A. Fill in the blanks. Question number 1. A dash combines the features of a telephone and a computer. A dash combines the features of a telephone and a computer. The answer is smartphone. The answer is smartphone. Second one. Dash was India's first talkie film. Dash was India's first talkie film. The answer is Alam Era. The answer is Alam Era. Alam Era was India's first talkie film. Third one. Advent of the dash has made communication faster and handy. Advent of the dash has made communication faster and handy. The answer is internet. The answer is internet. So, advent of the internet has made communication faster and handy. Dash provides an audible means of communication. Dash provides an audible means of communication. The answer is radio. The answer is radio. Radio provides an audible means of communication. Fifth one. A system of sending messages instantly through computers which are connected to the internet is called dash. A system of sending messages instantly through computers which are connected to the internet is called dash. The answer is email. The answer is email. So, a system of sending messages instantly through computers which are connected to the internet is called email. Children, I will repeat you again. Question number 1. A dash combines the features of a telephone and a computer. The answer is smartphone. Second one, dash was India's first talkie film. The answer is Alam era. Third one, advent of the dash has made communication faster and handy. The answer is internet. Fourth one, dash provides an audible means of communication. The answer is radio. Fifth one, a system of sending messages instantly through computers which are connected to the internet is called. The answer is email. B. Write the full forms of the following. Write the full forms of the following. Question number 1. STD. STD. The full form. Subscriber drunk dialing. Subscriber drunk dialing. 2. AIR. AIR. The answer is All India Radio. The answer is All India Radio. Third one, ISD. ISD. International Subscriber Dialing. The answer is International Subscriber Dialing. Fourth one, SMS. SMS. The answer is Short Message Service. Short Message Service. Fifth one, FAX. 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 The answer is facsimile. The answer is facsimile. Sixth one, CRT. CRT. The answer is cathode ray tube. Cathode ray tube. Seventh one, email. Email. The answer is electronic mail. The answer is electronic mail. So children, I will repeat you again. B. Write the full forms of the following. Question number 1. STD. STD. The answer is subscriber drunk dialing. The answer is subscriber drunk dialing. Second one, AIR. AIR. All India Radio. All India Radio. Third one, ISD. ISD. The answer is International Subscriber Dialing. International Subscriber Dialing. Fourth one, SMS. Fourth one, SMS. Short Message Service. Short Message Service. Fifth one, fax. 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 The answer is facsimile. The answer is facsimile. Sixth one, CRT. CRT. Cathode ray tube. Cathode ray tube. Seventh one, email. Electronic mail. Email. Electronic mail. And take your page number 123. B. Match the names of the inventors to the inventions. Match the names of the inventors to their inventions. Question number 1. Charles Babbage. Charles Babbage. The answer is computer. The answer is computer. 2. John Logie Bird. John Logie Bird. The answer is television. The answer is television. John Logie Bird, television. Third one, G. Marconi. G. Marconi. The answer is radio. The answer is radio. Fourth one, Thomas Edison. Fourth one, Thomas Edison. The answer is light bulb. The answer is light bulb. Fifth one, Alexander Graham Bell. Alexander Graham Bell. The answer is telephone. The answer is telephone. Children, I will repeat you again. B. Match the names of the inventors to their invention. Question number 1. Charles Babbage. Charles Babbage. The answer is computer. Charles Babbage, computer. 2. John Logie Bird. John Logie Bird. The answer is television. John Logie Bird. The answer is television. Third one, G. Marconi. G. Marconi. The answer is radio. G. Marconi. The answer is radio. Fourth one, Thomas Edison. Fourth one, Thomas Edison. The answer is light bulb. The answer is light bulb. Fifth one, Alexander Graham Bell. Alexander Graham Bell. The answer is telephone. The answer is telephone.